I'm Tarun Dave, and today I'm going to take you to the virtual journey of cloud computing. So we'll try to cover what is cloud computing, the buzz around the cloud computing, what are the delivery models of the cloud computing, uh, and after that we'll try to take brief about what is Amazon Web Services, which is one of the leading cloud provider in the world right now. And we'll also try to see a demo about Amazon Web Services. So how can you use the Amazon Web Services? At the end of the session, I'll also tell you what are we going to cover in the 6 modules which we are planning to take, and what you can expect from the course. So I'll start my journey. Before that, if you have any questions, you can keep on putting in the chat window, and at a logical break or in between, I'll keep on taking the questions, and then I'll keep on answering also. I hope you will enjoy the journey. So let's start our virtual journey to the cloud computing. So before I start, just that the people are there, everybody would say that what is cloud computing, and I should use the cloud computing. Now, even in the buzzwords, if anybody says I have a huge number of files, what should I do that? And people always say, why don't you store in the cloud? What is a cloud here? It's a rocket science. It's something different. What is the cloud actually? And because it's a buzzword these days, if you go anywhere, like the Irish Times, the former CEO of the Sun Microsystems, everybody is saying the similar thing, that we are moving from the ice age to iron age to industrial age, information age, and now this is a participation age, where you will be participating over the internet, not just for viewing the stuff, but what more collaborations, more infrastructure available to you. You can do many more things which you were not able to do previously, and that has enabled, or that was enabled only because of the cloud computing. So cloud computing is definitely a buzzword, even if you might have heard that Obama won the election because of cloud computing. Again, not only because of the cloud computing, but that was a key factor because it used the Amazon Web Services quite effectively to channelize the voters who believe in Obama. So he tried to run some of the applications in the Amazon Web Services, and using the Amazon power, he channelized all the voters who are not coming out to vote for him, though they were favoring him. And that has resulted in a massive victory for Obama. So that is the power of the cloud computing. And if you go for Gartner also, the cloud computing is in a hype cycle. If you see the different expectations, different applications, everything in the cloud computing, the hype cycle of the cloud. Though Gartner as well as everybody believes cloud is not exactly mature yet. It will take a few years. Something would take sometimes for 2 years, something would take for 2 to 5 years, some of things. But for the times of 4 to 5 years, you will see a very mature cloud. And that time you will see the real benefit or real power of the cloud computing also. And that is the reason, if you see that one of the recent Forrester reports says that cloud computing market will rise from 40 billions this year to more than 240 billion. Yes, 241 billions. And that is, I would say, almost as much revenue of Apple, and much more than you can say, any of the Indian industries. So with a year-to-year growth of over 20%. So estimates tremendous growth in SaaS. SaaS is one of the cloud computing model, which we will cover in this session today. But that is what they are expecting over. And how do they say the market growth? So in the year 2011, the public cloud covers right now almost 25 billions, while the virtual private cloud, again, public cloud, virtual private cloud, or private cloud, I'll covering in my session in little different detail. So, but just going on a scenario where private would be more within your organization, where public something on internet, and you see the current little less amount on the public cloud, or less movement on the public cloud would be measure of the security worry. But in the 2020, I see a lot of maturity in the cloud, more secure environment in the cloud, and that is why you see from 25 billion to jumping to 116 billions, almost 6 times. While from the private cloud, it would be just doubling up. And the reason would be people want to save the money, people want to be cost effective, and at the same time, they want to get or garner the power of the cloud computing. So what is the real cloud computing means? We have hearing a lot of a buzzword across the world that the cloud computing is this and this. So if you go and ask, it's the same story as an elephant and the few blind men. I'm sure you might have heard that story. So whenever you go, and then if blind man touches the trunk or it touches the tail, it will have a different kind of assumption for cloud computing. And that's a similar concept. If you ask somebody using Dropbox, they'll say the cloud computing is a storage. If you ask somebody using Gmail, they say cloud computing is an email. If you ask using somebody on Amazon, they say cloud computing is a infrastructure. So it's all different concept for everyone. But that's not the thing. There is a huge elephant which is sitting over there, and the elephant is not sitting idle, it is rocking. So we need to know what is exactly this elephant means. So according to Forrester, The cloud computing is a form of standardized IT-based capability such as internet-based services, software, or IT infrastructure offered by a service provider that is accessible via internet protocols from any computer and is always available and scales automatically to adjust to demand, is either pay per use or advertising based. So if I make it a little more simpler way, or which you can understand in a much better way, something which is a business service which is offered to you on a pay as you go model, which would be available to you as you want. It's a scalable and it's a metered kind of a service. Now, what does it exactly mean? So does it mean all the web application across the world are cloud, or any web or any application I'm using is a cloud?